line. Oh, to be free. It's been a hard day's work and I've been paying my dues. Got no time to make that critical call. Wondering whether she would text me or just call me back. And I'm thinking, whoa, it's me. Turn the page, tell the story. Every chapter leaves you hanging. Don't look back, it's behind you. Just pick up on where you left off. I wish that I was younger. I wish that I could do it all over again. I wish that I was stronger. I wish I never said those words to hurt you. I wish that we would make up. I wish that we could get back to how it was. I wish that I had called you. I wish I never make the same mistake. Wondering if she'll ever call me and lay it all out, just to get the record straight for now. Sitting on my porch, just watch the sun go down. Will I ever hear from her again? It's been a long time coming, but I'm waiting still. I'm regretting not making that call. Then it happens just like that, out of the blue. I hear her voice, oh, it's her, she's saying. Turn the page, tell the story. Every chapter leaves you hanging. Don't look back, it's behind. Just pick up from where you left off. I wish that you were younger. I wish that you could do it all over again. I wish that you were stronger. I wish you never said those words to hurt me. I wish that we would make up. I wish that we would go back to how it was. I wish that you had called me. I wish you never made the same mistake. I wish that you would call me. I wish that you would call me. I wish that you would call me. I wish that you would call me.
Cool. Hello, world, and welcome to the Wolf's Den today. Today, we're going to do a little video Zoom chat with my buddy, Mr. Mark Riley. How are you doing today, Mark?
Pretty good, Wayne.
Good to see you.
Yes, I had a day off work, so I'm feeling fresh.
There you go. Well, listen, man, I don't know. Your days at work, I don't see how you can't stay fresh, brother, because you sure listen to some good tunes.
Well, thank you.
You take me back some of the days at some of the albums that you put up. You take me to some places. Some of them are good and some of them are a little sketchy.
Oh, they sure are.
Now, you've been busy. When did you get this project on the go?
Which one? The first one is probably started about 2 years ago, really.
Okay.
And, we kind of been off and on, kind of, figuring out whether how much we wanted to put into it. And then we decided, well, since the COVID thing is going on, then why not finish it off?
For sure. Now, but you've got your hand in a couple of different pots, though. Like, I mean, you got this real groove going on here with this CD, One Step. Like, man, oh man, like, there's a lot of funk in it. There's a lot of soul. There's some rhythm and blues. Like, it's almost like, for me, almost a take back to a 70s kind of a groove.
Yeah, I guess it does have that kind of 70s kind of vibe. And yeah, it's got a little bit of everything, a few jazz chords here and there. And it's just, this one was supposed to be the easy listening.
Well, I tell you, it sure was easy listening. It was groove, man. I just sat back and chilled. I was supposed to be taking notes, and I just got lost in the notes and forgot to take a lot of notes. And then you messed me up because last night you sent me two just smoking hot tunes.
Yeah, that's from the next one. That's it's not the easy listening one.
No, it will. Well, you know what? It depends. I guess it depends on what you consider easy listening.
Yeah,
because that was I'm serious. I had the headphones on and my wife was watching TV and I had this, I could see her looking at me kind of funny. And finally I just stopped the tape and said, you got to know why I'm making the noises that I'm making here. Turn the TV off for a minute and check this out. And so then my wife came over and we were both listening to it. And she and for her to get up away from the TV, trust me, that's a big compliment.
Excellent.
So now we met, got to be 9-10 years ago at Smoke and Blues.
Yeah, that's right. And Fox Mountain.
That's right. And you had a blues band then.
That's right. Yeah.
And now you're still doing some stuff with some of those guys too, aren't you?
Yeah, myself and the guitar player are still together. The band still exists. We just have a different bass player, a different drummer.
Okay. Yeah. Now, excuse me. There's not a whole lot of mention of a lot of artists on One Step, but it's certainly full.
Yes, yeah. Paul Bento, who plays with me with the PM Blues Band. He played some guitar. I played some guitar myself. And I have this keyboard player that plays in the Mark Riley project, Fisher Cowell, and he's like my Quincy Jones kind of guy who can play a little bit of everything. So so we had Rob Tupper who plays with the PM Blues, play some of the drum tracks, and Fisher and myself played most of the other instruments.
Wow! So who was laying down the sax lines anyway?
Oh yes, Mark Towers from the Mark Riley project.
Whew.
Yeah, he's pretty smooth.
Oh, brother, I tell you, there was some stuff there that was just like, yes, give me some more of that. What song was it? There was one song I listened to and it had a beautiful little saxophone, little run there. Oh, which one was it? Sax break. Was it People Are People?
People Are People. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that's the one. And like right at the end, he does this little sax run.
Right.
And I mean, that was just like manna for me because I love horns and I love a good sax. So
yes,
peace on that one, brother. That was lovely. I love that.
Yeah, he's a great musician, great guy, great musician.
So now you and him pretty much wrote all of this.
Yeah. I probably wrote half of it. Fisher wrote the other half.
Yeah.
On that one.
And now, who was doing all the key playing? Who was playing keys?
Fisher played keys on those ones.
Is he dragging that Hammond around?
No, not on that. Not on that one. The next one.
Yeah.
Here's a little more Hammond in the next one.
Oh, look, I tell you, like I said, talk about taking a person back to the 70s. Yeah. I'm sitting there and I'm listening. I'm like, what? A Hammond organ? Like, how groovy is that?
Yes, man. You got to be able to play it too, right?
Well, I mean, that's it. And more importantly, you got to be able to move the thing around, get it up the stairs in them old bars.
Now they actually have a keyboard model of a Hammond now.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Hey? Well, I think probably too many guys got broken backs. They had to do something if they wanted to keep putting them out there.
I would say yes.
Oh my! So some of the songs on this CD, and we're going to get into a little bit heavier on that after we take a break here in a minute and hear a tune. But I heard a lot of gospel in here.
Yeah, well, I have quite a gospel background. I grew up in a church community, so I sang in all the church choirs, all 5 or 6 of them.
Okay.
So I'm a ex-member of the Nova Scotia Mass Choir as well.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
wow.
I was one of their soloists and tenors. So that's a lot of my gospel background comes from there. I still have a small gospel group, and we do some shows every once in a while.
Right on.
Yeah.
It seems to be a lot of people that they get their background. A lot of times comes from church. Like they start out in choir. I wasn't a real big fan of choir nights because the sisters were pretty hard on you. If you didn't get it right, they had their own way of making you sing it right. Trust me.
Yeah, sure, yes.
Oh my! All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what? We're going to take a little break right here, right now on the Wolf's Den Radio, and we're going to listen, Mr. Mark Riley. We're going to take a little tune off of One Step right here at CIOE 97.5, the home of East Coast music, and we're also catching up with you on Wolf's Den Radio. So we'll catch you back in a couple of minutes.
Love you like my mother, love you like my father too. Love you like no other, that's what makes me love. Love you like my best friend, hold on to you till the end. You know that I don't pretend, that's what makes me love. I belong to you, you belong to me. Yes, we are one, that's what makes us love. When you're around, I have no doubt you see me through, that's what makes us love. You are like a shining star, truly great is what you are. Be your knight in shining armor, that's what makes us love. If I did it all again, would you be my best friend? And we'll love until the end, till the end of time. I belong to you, you belong to me. Yes, we are one, that's what makes us love. When you're around, I have no doubt you'll see me through, that's what makes us love. That's what makes us love. All the things that make you smile, and all the things that make you laugh, and all the things that make you frown, and all the things that make you mad, and all the things that make you cry, and all the things that make you sad, and all the things that make you happy, and all the things that make you glad. I belong to you, you belong to me. Yes, we are one, that's what makes us love. When you're around, I have no doubt you'll see me through, that's what makes us love. I belong to you, you belong to me. Yes, we are one, that's what makes us love.
All right, welcome back to the Wolf's Den Radio, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Mr. Mark Riley in the studio. Well, actually, we've got him on Zoom. And we're talking about his latest creation, One Step. And what a step it is. Mark, the very first song, What Makes Us Loves, What makes us love. The first thing I got out of that, the first thing I wrote down on the page after about 20 seconds is what a beautiful groove this song's got.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that one came, that was sort of my family song, really. I just remember back, we used to always have our family barbecues every year. And it was all about love, right? So
yeah,
that one came from.
So you know what? Maybe what we need to do here, maybe what I need to do is I need to step back a bit because I mean I know you a little bit, but I don't know that much about you. So, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there would be happy if I gave them a little bit more about who Mr. Mark Riley is. So, where did you grow up, sir?
I grew up in a community called Lake Loon, just outside of Dartmouth. Lake Loon, Cherrybrook, just I guess it's just outside of Cole Harbor area.
Yeah, I know it well. Now there's a little golf course there and stuff like that in that area. But I know Lake Loon. I got a question for you. Is there any trout in that lake?
Very few.
Okay, you caught them all, did you?
Certainly full of bats. Got a few, yeah.
So now you said, okay, so you grew up in Loon Lake. Did you go to the church in Cherrybrook or did you go to the church down in Preston? Or both? In Cherrybrook.
Mostly, yes, yeah.
Okay, so.
For special services, we go and visit other churches. But generally, yeah, the Cherrybrook Church.
Okay, so there'd be some moving and grooving in there. That place would be lifting off the ground a couple of days a week.
Oh, yes, for sure, especially Sundays.
Sunday, yeah, oh yeah, Sunday. Nothing better than a Sunday morning service like that, because with the music that you guys would have been putting out would have been great. I'm just a couple of minutes away from Cobequid Baptist, and one of these Sunday mornings I'm going to be in there. Yeah. I hope it doesn't catch fire when I walk in, but. So now, did you grow up in a large family?
I grew up in a family of 10.
Woo!
I have 4 sisters, 4 brothers, and 2 half brothers.
Wow.
Yeah.
And where were you at in that mix? Like how at the top of it, at the middle of it, at the end of it?
I'm one of the youngest. I have 2 brothers younger than I am, and and everybody else.
Yeah. So you came along after all the tricks have been done and you had to figure out some new ones. That's
right. Yes. Musicians in the family, actually.
Is that right?
Yeah, we do have a few. Yeah.
Yeah. Now what, so was there a lot of music when you were growing up around the home?
Always. My dad played guitar. He passed away about 6 years ago. He played guitar right up until then.
Okay.
He was always in the churches.
Okay, so was all gospel music that he played, or did he play country? Or
he was a country guy too. He was the Hank Snow, Marty Robbins type of guy as well.
There you go. So you had all kinds of different influences growing up.
Sure did, yeah.
Yeah. I can tell that there's a lot of that that kind of a feel and groove in a lot of the music. I think it's I'm All Right. The Angel Sent for Me, like there's a lot of references about angels and about God. There's another song, Before I Wake, I Pray, the Lord to take my soul to take.
Yes.
So there, I noticed an awful lot of biblical references and stuff in the music.
Right. And I kind of purposely done that just to kind of show that background, that side of me.
Yes. And now, and that's another thing about you. And I want to make sure that we've got enough to talk about all the way through. But you have a very, very large library of music that you enjoy.
Yes.
And it shows like there's some of those influences in some of these songs as well of other genres, right? Yep. And like we were talking about earlier, that throwback to the 70s, or what I think is a throwback to the 70s.
Yes, well, yeah, that's what I was brought up on. Grew up around it, James Brown to Hank Snow, right?
Yeah.
So
you gotta love it when you're brought up around that big of a range.
Yeah. So I went to the 80s and to the 90s, and even listened to some stuff like Kiss and rap stuff, and all over the place, really. And
Yes.
I like pretty much all types of music. I'm pretty flexible that way. As long as it's good, then I like it.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, I usually every day when I get up and I'm going through Facebook, I'll head for your page because I want to know what the tunes of the day are.
You're
right, to see what road of memory lane I'm going down today. Because I mean, I could be listening one day. You could be taking me down a pepper tree road.
That's right.
And I'm listening to Airplane in my head, at the Halifax Forum at 11 years old, looking up at them guys.
Yes.
And then other days I'm listening to Welcome to the Machine.
Right.
Or you're making my ears happy with some Prince. So keep it up, brother, because I love it.
I really enjoyed it. You'll be surprised at how much of a response that I get from this, right? I'm just having fun. I'm just jogging people's memory and making people happy, hopefully.
Well, I can't see of a better way to have a cup of coffee than to check out the tunes that Mark is playing, and maybe go to Google and say, "Hey, give me some Floyd, will you?"
There you go. Yeah.
So
there you go. Yeah.
You can't beat that. This CD for me really seemed like a labor of love.
Mm-hmm. Definitely a labor of love. Yes. All songs, things that I've been trying to get out of me for a long time. Just kind of expressing myself a bit, I guess.
Well, I think you did an amazing job of doing that. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to prove that right now, because we're going to take you to Mr. Mark Riley's One Step CD, and we're going to tickle your ears with an excellent tune off of that. And we'll be right back at the Wolf's Den Radio, so stick around. Can't take no chance. Used to be a player, but the game is too advanced. Used to be a taker, but the price is too high for romance. Six floors of darkness just to get to you. I'm standing in the lobby and I don't know what to do. Oh no. Got the keys to the apartment, but I still can't get to you.
Baby, I'm half hammered, and you don't even know. You only know that because I told you so. 6 floors of darkness, just to get to you. Life is a game you don't play to lose. Sometimes the bad outweighs the good. Yeah. That slimy bugger, he's back on the wine, acting like a fool. He's about to lose his mind. 6 floors of darkness, just to get to you. Life is a game you don't play to lose. Sometimes the bad times outweigh the good. Life is a game you don't play to lose. Sometimes the bad times outweigh the good. Tell me, life is a game you don't play to lose. Sometimes the bad times outweigh the good.
Welcome back to the Wolf's Den and Wolf's Den Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Mr. Mark Riley in the studio, on the line with us here today. And we're talking about One Step and how the CD came about. Now, with the pandemic and everything like that, and for such a long time where we weren't allowed to even get together or be within, yelling distance at one another, it must have presented some challenges with this CD.
Yeah, it sure did. Yeah, because we really couldn't get together to do what we wanted to. So we basically worked in my studio here and Fisher's studio and Paul's studio. And we kind of swap files around. We throw one here and say, hey, do you like this? And he'd send it back and say, no, why don't you change this and do it that way? And we change it and keep swapping files and, process of elimination. And we got it done.
Well, it must be extremely difficult for a band such as yours to be laying down that kind of a groove, where everything relies on, you guys being together and putting that down together. You can still, I imagine you can feel the song, but not nearly the way that you could feel it if the 3 of you or the 4 of you were in the room together.
Absolutely. Yeah. It was quite a process, really. Lots of listening and lots of playing repetitions, I guess, just to try to get the feel of everything that people were doing without actually having all the parts there at some times, right? Because, it all starts from the drum beat or whatever to the bass, and it took a long time to really put it together.
Well, and let's face it, this was a whole new ball game for you guys. None of us ever had to worry in the past about, doing this, like even when you were going to the studio, if the drummer wasn't there, you could still hear him in your headphones and stuff like that. But everything changed with COVID.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It came to the point where we were deciding whether we were going to actually release it in 2020 or not. Right.
Wow.
Yeah, it was down to that. And we decided, well, we might as well do it. A lot of people aren't doing it, so let's do it. Maybe it'll help make somebody happy, right?
Well, I'll tell you right now, anybody that's smart enough to go out and get a copy of this, or to go online and buy a copy online from you, or get a hold of you and get it directly from you, anybody that's smart enough to do that is certainly going to have some amazing enjoyment musically when it comes to listening to this CD.
Well, thank you.
I like the way you used some of the phrasing that you used. I liked just the sentences like my view was just on you.
Right.
And I mean, and that's such an awesome lyric, because it takes a person where they can actually vision looking at just somebody and just seeing that one person.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you can pick that person out from a crowd. It could be 100 people there, and bang, you're there on that one person.
Exactly. And the emotion that comes with that. So it's, there's so many pictures that one sentence says.
Yes.
Yes. Good on you, brother. That was amazing. I really enjoyed that.
We're gonna have to get some videos soon.
Yes, there's a good idea. Now, and another song, are we going to work it out? You asked a question, or you make this statement: living life like we are free.
Right.
And I mean, when you think about that lyric it brings up questions. Are you being reckless? Are you enjoying life? Like, what is it that you're actually doing? Like, we're living life like we're free. And the song is asking, are we going to work it out? Yeah.
So are we on the same page? I guess, you're living life I don't know what to say about how you're living your life, right? Are you really doing the right things? And if you're not, then we can't do it together. So it's a deep song, right?
It was a very, very deep song.
Yeah.
And I found Call to be a very deep song.
Yes.
Like there was one part where you said, don't look behind, just go forward from where you're at.
That's right.
And then I wish I was stronger. And then you say, I wish you were stronger. And I wish we were stronger. And I mean, I just, would we do it all again? I don't know. It just seemed to me like that was a song of reflection.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Reflecting back on, did we make the right choices? Should I call you? Should we try it again, or should we give up on it? Or, Yeah, lots of meaning to it.
Yeah, and I think in real life, when you're asking yourself that kind of a question, if you're asking yourself, should we try it again? If you got that thought, then there's probably a good chance you should, because you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
But this CD, a lot of the lyrics in this CD for me, like, other than the fact that I did find there was a lot of gospel in it, but I also think that there was a lot of relationship or friendship retrospect in it. There was a lot of looking back and a lot of questioning and a lot of wondering. And I'm wondering, was some of that because you may have had a little bit more time with the pandemic to think about things when you were writing these, that you might have thought about that, or what? Or was it a lot of it done beforehand?
Well, I don't know. I suppose I've had a lot of time to think about it, of course. Yeah, it's just a pandemic, but I've done a lot of things in my life too. I lived in Ontario. Nobody knows I lived in Ontario for probably about 8 years, and we played a lot of music in Ontario as well. And we were kind of on the road around 1992. We were on the road to becoming successful, and unfortunately, we had a manager who took off with everything we had, and that was it. Kind of flatlined it for us, and I kind of got out of the business for a few years.
Well, that's not a very nice story.
No.
No, well, maybe after the next song, maybe we need to hear a little bit more about the past of Mark Riley, and you can tell us some of those stories.
Sure.
All right. Well, took off with everything you had.
Everything.
Dirty bugger. What?
Yes.
Managers.
Yeah. Yeah. And we were actually recording at that time. So we kind of had to leave our music where it was in the studios, 2 studios we were recording at. And a few years later, when I moved back here, one of my friends called me and he said, "Oh, you won't believe it. We heard one of our songs playing on television without the lyrics."
Without the lyrics, just
right.
The music.
Yes.
So he stole your stuff. Not only did he take everything, but then he sold it out from underneath you.
Well, the sort of like the person that we were working with had sort of common interest in helping us develop the music. So I guess he figured he had the right to do that.
Funny how people think they have the right to do things with your stuff, isn't it?
It is, for sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're having a great chat with Mr. Mark Riley right here on the Wolf's Den and Wolf's Den Radio. And we're going to listen to a little bit more of his music right now. So stick around. We'll be back after you get your ears tickled with some excellent tunes. Catch you in a couple of minutes.
I'm feeling down and my mind's just spinning around. What in the world is going on? Whenever I'm sad and blue and I don't know what to do, then I remember when across the room I saw your smile, and my view was just on you. You made my heart just stop a little while, and I knew I'd be alright. Everything's gotta be alright. No worries, no troubles, with you by my side all night. Everything's gotta be just fine. No cares, no tomorrows, with you by my side all night. It's gotta be alright. But you kept me on the ground. You were the angel sent for me. I know we can make it through when I'm standing next to you. Then I remember when across the room I saw your smile, and my view was just on you. You made my heart just stop a little while, and I knew I'd be alright. Everything's gotta be alright. No worries, no troubles, with you by my side tonight. Everything's gotta be just fine. No cares,
Welcome back to the Wolf's Den Radio, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Mr. Mark Riley on the phone with us today in the Zoom little doodly that we're doing. And we're listening to One Step, and we're hoping that you're listening to it and liking it as much as we did. Now, Mark, just before we went to hear that excellent tune, you were telling me that back in the day, you guys were, and a band that you were with was doing really well, and your manager absconded with all of your stuff, left you high and dry. And then you get back home to Nova Scotia and you hear somebody tells you that your music is being played on a TV show and maybe done by somebody who thought they were doing you a favor, but really in a way kind of just gave your stuff away.
Yeah. You could say that, yeah. I figured, yeah, he did give it away, I guess. But yeah, that did happen to us in Toronto, yeah. And we were probably right around the time that we were doing gigs with Alanis Morissette at the time. And that's what happened. And we kind of got out of the game, and that put me back a few years. And that's why, actually, we did a movie soundtrack out of that, probably around 1991. We did a movie soundtrack. And we were touring mostly around Ontario at the time, and playing in some pretty big shows. And then the bottom fell out and we shut it all down.
Now, do you mind telling me what the name of the band was that you were playing with?
That group was called Triple Life.
Triple Life.
Triple Life, yes. So I could probably show you some photos that you might get a chuckle out of.
Now, were you living and based out of Ontario? Was that your home base?
I was living we were all living in Toronto at the time. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So there was just three of us actually in the group, but it was that was a tough time for us, right? Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're opening for bands like Alanis Morissette, you're not small change, and so basically if somebody was your manager and they were taking off with stuff there, they weren't taking off with a bag of peanuts. They were taking off with a pretty good cache of your stuff.
Oh yeah. They had for sure, more than a few $1,000s anyhow.
Yeah, exactly. And I can see where that would, really make you, a little bit jaded and probably want to say bleep, bleep about the industry for a couple of years and, and just chill.
Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah. Yeah. I'm actually an electrician by trade. So I did that for years and years. And before I went to the music store.
And that's what you're doing now. You got the music store going.
Yes. Yeah. Working at the music store. Yeah.
Okay. So, you know what? I want to be a shameless person and I want to plug your music store. So tell me the music store that you work in and let's tell us where it is.
Well, it's the biggest music store in Canada, actually. So we're just a small branch of it in New Minas, Nova Scotia.
Okay, so you're down in the valley of Nova Scotia.
Yeah, and it's Long and McQuaid is the.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. And now, do you teach there as well?
No, we don't have teaching go to that branch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're one of the smaller branches.
All right.
There's 5 of us on staff, so.
Okay, I actually have some relatives in Toronto that work for Long and McQuaid in Toronto.
Oh yes,
yeah. So, So, how long have you been doing that?
I've been there this will be my 16th year.
Wow, excellent. Yeah. Well, thank you for providing musical services now to people in that area. Do you teach besides?
Not really. No, I don't. With all the bands that I play in, I don't really have much time to do that.
Yeah, never mind. That's a stupid question for me coming to you because, yeah, really. Okay, so let's look at it that way then. So, how many bands are you playing in? I know of 3, I think.
Okay, at the present time, right now, I am playing with the Mark Riley Project, of course.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm playing with the PM Blues.
Yes.
Yeah, we're still active. And there's a band called Shoulder to Shoulder.
Okay.
And Shoulder to Shoulder is a band. We do a lot of playing in the schools, so we do a lot of diversity training kind of stuff in schools.
Thank you for that.
Yes, we've been doing that I've been with them for about 12 years. They have been doing it for over 25 years.
Wow. And before I forget, I would like to congratulate you on your award.
Oh, well, thank you.
African Nova Scotia Music Awards were just held. And do you have it there? Bring that up. Let's have a look. There you go. Congratulations, my friend. We can't read it, so.
Oh, there it is. Can you read that?
The Road to Economy, Mark Riley, and Greater Health Partners. We just can't see. You were the Rising Star Award.
The Rising Star. I'm still rising.
You know what, bro? After all these years, you're still getting up you're still getting up there, pal.
Yeah, I'll be in this game forever, I guess.
Good for you. Let's hope so.
Yes.
Let's hope so. And congratulations and good on you. Well earned and deserved, my friend.
Thank you very much.
You're very, very welcome. Thank you. And thank you for what you're doing with the kids in the schools.
Yes, I really enjoy it.
You know, like that's pretty important. We need kids. We need kids to play music. And we also need kids to learn about diversity.
Yes.
And, and we need them to learn that with diversity comes oneness. Right. When we stop looking at each other as different and we see each other all as the same as human beings, we'll all be a whole lot further ahead.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So thank you for what you're doing there. I really, I'm glad to hear that that's being done.
Yeah.
It really needs to be done. Really, really needs, and more so now than ever. We've talked about it since the cows were all calves, and now they're all gone to pasture. It's time now that we do something about it and stop talking and actually do something.
I agree. It is time. Yes. Now's the time.
Yes. Now's it. Well, the time was a long time ago, but it's time now to make sure that we go to action.
You're right.
My friend, I really and truly hope that you're going to look at getting out this summer. And I know there's not a lot of blues festivals around these days, but there's a couple.
Yeah.
And, there's a couple I know of that I think maybe you should be giving them a contact. And after we go off of the air, we'll talk about that. But, and now we've talked about One Step, but you have another project on the go, don't you?
Indeed, I do. Yes, I do. Yes. And it's not the easy listening.
No,
it's not easy listening. No, it's more of it's a blues project for the most part. There's still a few other songs that you haven't heard yet there that you're probably gonna like as well.
Well, I'll tell you, I gotta thank you so much for sending me the little sneak peeks of them, because like I said earlier, you really tickled my ears last night.
Right.
Mark, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come and visit with us here at the Wolf's Den. And we wish you nothing but huge success. Ladies and gentlemen, get out, buy this CD, go online, do what you need to do. Yes, that's right, Mark. Oh, you hold it up too. Both of us are holding it up. Get yourself a copy of the CD. And again, I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day. I can't wait to hear the rest of the other project.
Right.
And I know that will be every bit as successful as this last one is. This one here is going to be. Ladies and gentlemen, like we always say on the Wolf's Den, please be nice, be kind to one another. It doesn't take a whole lot. And inside your bubble, please always, always, always hug the ones you love, because you don't know how long you're going to get to hug them. And as my buddy up in New Brunswick says, Mr. Ken Tobias, if you got a little love, then give a little love. Thanks for stopping in, and we'll catch up with you next week. Be well.
It seems that everybody's got something to say. It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong, but it seems that people don't want to get along. Oh no. But if we learn to listen, learn to understand, walk a mile in someone's shoes, rather lend a hand, share the love of peace and harmony. Let's start today. One step. It starts today with me. All I hear about today and in the news is bad news that makes me wanna sing the blues. On the radio, TV, and cyberspace, it's just a platform of hate. Nothing, nothing, no grace. But if we learn to listen, learn to understand, walk a mile in someone's shoes, brother, lend a hand, share the love of peace and harmony. Let's start today. One step. It starts today. One step. With me. Share the love of peace